Good afternoon, KeyForgers, She-Forgers, They-Forgers, every kind of forger. Welcome back to the KeyForge Coffee Break for Friday, February 19th, 2021. Cameron Weaver hanging out with you. Hi, babe. You're a poop head. Whoops. Let me get everything under control. I was late to come out here, so sorry about that. Let me get all this set up so you're not seeing into the back. Hello. That was a lot of zooming, but here we are. I also need to get the right window capture up. Hello. How we doing, Andwoo64? Good to have you here. Hello, hello. Welcome to the KeyForge Coffee Break. All right, so we got to decide what deck we're playing today, and I honestly have no idea. So I think we're gonna use the Big Book of Archons to give us an idea. So we're gonna have a wheel. The first number is gonna be what page out of the Book of Archons, and then the second number is gonna be which position out of the Book of Archons for our deck of the day. Another streamer suggested I watched you. I'm very new to the game. Oh, well, thanks. I'm so glad that they sent you my way. Welcome. It's so good to have you. Hopefully you learned something. We'll try to... I try to go through my moves and everything, and it's a very casual stream here. So welcome. It's so good to see you. Welcome to the wonderful world of KeyForge. All right. So we're going to page 7 out of my Book of Archons, and we're going to pick Archon number 8. So here we go. You see my book? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I think I like this deck. This is Wong. Oh, you can't see it because it's green. That's amazing. Wong of Lady Speak. I know this deck. Alright, let's pull her up. What do I like to play? I really like, do you mean houses or sets? What do you mean there? Because I love everything in this damn game. Oh, look at that. We're back in Age of Ascension. Alright. Bring in Wong, which I think is already in here. No, it's not. Oh, it's a 59. Ah, cool. That means nothing, though. That means nothing. Alright. Deck is added. Let's take a look at our deck of the day, shall we? Oh, I was told there's Rush, Tempo, and Combo, Control. Yeah, so those are that's a very meta way to look at the game of KeyForge. There definitely are those archetypes, especially at a higher up competitive level. My favorite kind of play style, I guess if I had to pick one of those, is Control. I just think having control of my own side of the game and kind of what's going on is the most fun part about this game. Because it is a racing game, right? So I like the decks and the cards that let me kind of get my stuff together while impeding my opponent's progress, and then also having the ability on some of my turns to burst ahead or trip them while they're running. You know, so I really like houses like this, Saurian, and logos for those exact things. Ska Friday, what's up, Bing? But yeah, so Coda Rush would be something that a lot of players I think are into, that you probably have heard before. Call of the Archons being the first set, and Rush being Untamed with a lot of Ember Pips, a lot of creature combos getting you down there. And just forging keys as quickly as possible. Those are fun decks. Those are really, really fun decks. So, I just really like the exploration of KeyForge mostly. But if I am playing competitively, my play style tends to focus on the control side of things. I like being in control and telling my opponent how to play the game while furthering my objective. I've never played out of the first set, but I feel like I would like a rush deck. I bet you would. What other card games are you familiar with? Just for a frame of reference here. But yeah, here's our Wong of Lady Speak deck of the day. And babe, if you're ready, I'll get a game going. While I talk about this deck, you know the password. So our random deck of the day is Wong of Lady Speak, a 59 SAS Age of Ascension deck with Brobnar, Dis, and Mars. Let's look at it. So it says the efficiency is kind of low, but we do have 2 Sound the Horns, which I love. You get an Ember for playing it. You get to cycle through your deck and get to your Brobnar guys, which we don't have a lot of. So that is going to be a cool way to flip through our deck pretty quickly. Over in Dis, we have a lot of disruption. And I like that. So Gongoozle looks good. Pandemonium. 3 Fates. Unlock Gateway. Collar of Subordination. The Dis looks really fun in this house. And then over in Mars, I kind of like seeing this Key Abduction with 3 Dominators, because these are sticky cards. And being able to keep them on the board and get them ready for the Key Abduction feels good. Not as much archiving as I'd like to see, but we do have a lot of creatures in Mars here, and that's probably where our main Ember generation is going to come from. 15 creatures, 17 actions, 2 artifacts, 2 upgrades is a pretty even split there. I see potential in this deck. I like this. I like this. Okay, cool. So Anduwu comes from Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Very cool. Hi, Violet. I play decks referred to as Solitaire in those games, though. Gotcha. So just like long turns, I'm assuming, like play a bunch of stuff and then hit a victory condition. Jordan is still here. He's making lunch in the house, so he'll be out here soon. But that's cool, Andrew. Yeah, like transitioning from Magic to KeyForge especially, I feel like is a little weird just because they are, I mean, obviously incredibly different games, but you can definitely, if you just have a basic understanding of those card games, coming over here is really good. And there are one-turn kill decks in this game. They're rare, but they exist, and that's pretty fun. So I feel like you would really like Logos as a house, because they have a lot of fun, like, I'm going to draw cards forever and ever, amen. And I'm getting rid of Taliga, babe. So Logos, I think, would be really fun. Untamed, you know, the houses with the key cheats, like Key Charge and Key Frog. In Magic, I play Gates, which is an 11-card combo, but I love them. Yeah, see, that sounds fun. And Elise says maybe Star Alliance, too. They're great at letting you use other houses. Yeah, exactly. So that's a good point. So if you could get your hands on a good Untamed Logos Star Alliance deck, I think you'd have a really good time with that, because they just tend to have, you know, bigger, burstier, combo-y turns. And they get really, really fun. Star Alliance does really well with, like, what's called house cheating. So you can play as many cards as possible and use as many cards as possible. And if you can build up a board and keep it, it's really hard to come back from. Glixel Proliferator, huh? Alright, we're going to go Brobnar here, babe. We're going to play First Blood just for the Ember, because I have to play that because it's an alpha. I'm going to play Bramo, and then Sound the Horns, which is going to discard cards off the top of my deck till I hit a creature. And I only discarded one other card. That's kind of lucky. So we'll throw Calfine out there. So what are each of the houses good at, if that's the right phrase? Yeah, perfect. If you become a KeyForge regular, you will hear Brobnar a lot. That's funny, being that's your takeaway. I mean, I guess you're right. We do talk Brobnar a lot. So let's just start with the ones that we have out here, Andrew. So Mars is the wild card house, and they are in the first 2 sets so far. Mars has like just a mixed bag of everything of the other houses. So they're either really good in a deck or really kind of bad, just based on the algorithm. So Dis is all about disruption. So Dis would be kind of like a mix between blue and black in Magic, I feel like. So they're the ones that are like, I'm gonna discard cards out of your hand, or I'm going to make you pay me to play cards. I'm going to, when I get destroyed, I get these effects also. So like you kind of want to sacrifice your own Dis creatures, like this Dust Imp. When he is destroyed, I get 2 Ember, which is a third of a key. So Dis is really, really fun. Brobnar would be like your red, your basic red. They're your fighters. They're the ones who are going to do board control and bully your opponent out of a board. They're stickier creatures because they have higher powers. They don't have necessarily as good like play effects or fight effects or anything, but they're beefy. They're strong. Let's see, who else do we have here? Untamed would be your green. They're very quick, easy to get out on the board, decent numbers. Like they can go from like real small to real big. Obviously, there's no mana cost, but Untamed typically is the house that's going to get you a lot of Ember quickly. And they just have some of the coolest art, personally. Babe, I don't like this board that you're building. I'm going to be completely honest with you. So we're going to go Brobnar and play a Coward's End here. And we're going to do Into the Fray on Bramo, so that when Bramo fights, it readies. So I can reap twice. But yeah, let's see. So Logos they are the draw cards. So who would that be in Magic? I guess blue lets you draw pretty well. My Magic knowledge is a little limited, but Logos in this game really likes to increase your hand size. They like to draw through the deck. They like to find specific cards or let you just get through your deck quickly. And they also tend to deal with the archive mechanic in this game the most, which I think is so fun and such a huge plus to this game. So I really like Logos personally. They fit my playstyle really well. Then, who else? Star Alliance is all about house cheating, I would say, and combinations. They have a lot of really powerful play effects. So just coming straight down onto the table, they are changing the game dramatically. Just straight out of the hand. There are just a lot of cards that you can't even counter right off the bat because of those play effects. Saurian and Sanctum both are the defensive houses. They are your control. They're the ones that capture a lot of Ember. Sanctum especially. And as Sanctum has evolved, they've also found ways to like use that Ember for yourself. Saurian was really good at it first in the third set, where you would take your opponent's Ember and then find ways to use it or put it into your pool, which I always thought was really cool. So yeah, those are the defensive houses, Sanctum and Saurian, I would say. And then I know I'm missing one. Oh, Shadows. Shadows are your thieves. They deal with the steal mechanic. Like when you see Shadows in your deck, you're gonna think, this is how I'm going to swing the game into my favor on big turns. Like they have some of the swingiest cards in their pool, and they're consistently very, very good as utility throughout all 4 sets so far. And in this upcoming set that comes out next month, Dis is actually being rotated out for a house called Unfathomable, which is going to deal with the exhaust mechanic. So some more disruption to fill the hole that Dis is leaving, but with a different flavor on it. Your decks have a lot of Shadows. That's cool. They're fun. Shadows are really, really fun to play. What do I do here? I really don't know. We're just going to do this for now. Can you still play Dis if they rotate? Yes. So what's cool about this game is, at least right now, and what they said was their goal is no sets are going to be rotated out. They did mention their prize, like, money tournaments. They will limit it to the 3 most recent sets. But like other tournaments like Vault Tours and weekly chainbounds at your stores and stuff like that, any deck is legal from now until forever. So, yeah, with Set 5 coming out next month, Set 5 still plays well against Set 1. Set 5 will still play well against Set 3. And, you know, the balance is it's so surprisingly well done. And that's something that I love about this game. So yeah, you can still play decks with this even once Set 5 comes out. Because Mars is only in Sets 1 and 2 right now, and we're at 3 and 4. Has there been a problem with power creep? Not really. No, I don't think so. If anything, Set 1 still might be the strongest. You tend to see it a lot more than the other sets. But new sets, really, honestly, they have their own quirks and stuff, but none of them ever feel more powerful than other ones. Like, I feel confident bringing any deck from any set. Like, as long as I know the deck well, I'm not worried about what set I'm going to be facing. I'm just worried about the cards in the deck, which is cool, I think. So, yeah, like, especially the transition from Set 1 into Set 2, people were kind of let down. They're like, this set feels really kind of weak in comparison to the first set. So, whatever the opposite of power creep is, I would say that. Bing, is that your new emote? That is so cool. Hold on, I should have that. I think I have that. I do. Oh my gosh, Bing. Bing's got emotes, baby. And then, yeah. Violet, you gotta play with Bing. I'm so gutted that TFT's decided to finally download and start working literally just as you ended the stream. Damn it. I got your friend request, though, Violet, so we are friends now on TFT. That's pretty cool, rad, dope AF. Bing, that's sick as hell. I love that emote. All right, my darling love, Elise. What do I do here? Oh, you have a Grump Buggy in this deck. That's very fun. All right, well, since you can't use your Xanthix Harvester, I'm just going to take him. I'm going to throw out Schuler and Anguish. No, you're totally fine, Andrew. Trying to learn through osmosis. Of course, yeah, and, like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing a really good job of explaining what I'm doing here on the screen, but, yeah, those are, like, the fundamentals, and the thing I want to preach about KeyForge is just play your decks over and over and over again, because obviously you're not building your deck. Your deck is your deck. You won't necessarily know if it's good or bad until you play it multiple times and see all those different avenues of what it can do. And the way that algorithm works is it puts cards together that should work together. And it's really, really fun. You're not building your deck. Your deck is building you. Exactly, Kenobi. What's up, bud? So, yeah, I just encourage everyone who is playing it to just really play their decks over and over again. To be honest, I'm at work, so audio learning is the best. All right, perfect. Then I'll just keep talking. But yeah, it's such a fun game. I literally play it every day, and I'm not sick of it. If that tells you anything. It's just such a good game. So well done. Let's do this. this, this, and this. Alright, I am in check, babe. So Lisa and I are actually playing 2 Age of Ascension decks together, and this is one of my favorite ways to play this game. I love Age of Ascension versus Age of Ascension. That's set 2. I think as far as sealed is concerned, that would be my favorite set to play as a sealed tournament. I'm doing well, Kenobi. How are you doing, bud? I'm also going to eat some toast, so sorry about that. Absolutely. Sharing and trading decks and a secondary market is pretty huge. I'll tell you what, if you go to decksofkeyforge.com, you'll find tons of like profiles of people with decks for sale and for trade and stuff like that. And you can just kind of look up the cards that you want and see if there are any decks out there for sale with those certain combinations and stuff like that. And you can make offers or trade decks or buy decks. And yeah, you can just kind of customize your collection how you want it. And that's another thing I appreciate about it. I've bought 2 decks off the secondary market total. And for me, those were just purely for the names, which is fun too. But yeah, I've played in tournaments where someone is piloting a deck that I played in a couple tournaments ago, piloted by someone else. Like, there are teams in KeyForge for the competitive circuits and stuff like that. Definitely not frowned upon. Like, the whole thing is, since you're not trading individual cards, yeah, you're trading decks. And I've given away decks that just aren't my play style to friends, and like, because I figure they'll get better use out of it than me. And so it's just part of the discovery, and I think it's really fun. I could sleep for another 72 hours, but I'm good. I agree with that, Kenobi. Imagine being good enough to be competitive. I know. I miss competitive KeyForge. It's one of my favorite things. But I am also just such a huge fan of the casual side of it that, I mean, obviously, this is why I just sit here every day and play KeyForge on the internet. Old Yerk. Honestly, babe, your Grump Buggy is helping me out a little bit, so I appreciate it. I don't love the Ember Conduction units, though. That's pretty fun. I don't remember. Oh, I do remember this deck with the 3-1-2 punches and all the stunning. This is a cool deck. Is there a better set to get rush decks, or certain sets known for certain strategies? I would say yes. I would say if you're looking for rush, I would narrow it down to Call of the Archons. There certainly are rush decks across other sets, but Call of the Archons just has some of the most iconic untamed turns. Like, there's a creature called Dust Pixie. It's a 1-power creature and untamed, but it gives you 2 Ember for playing it. And that set also has a lot of recursion, so like you can play it, it dies, it goes back into your hand, and then you get to play it again and stuff like that. So I would say Call of the Archons, the very first set, if you can get your hands on it, or search on decks of KeyForge for that set specifically, you're gonna have a lot of success there. So let's do Mars needs Ember. Do a Mother Gun. We're gonna fight. We're gonna reap. We're gonna play Key Abduction. I can't get the key off, but that's okay. There we go. And yeah, Kenobi, I'm playing Elise right now. Hey, what's up, Goods? Kick his ass, Elise. You got this. That's Quinn. What's up, Quinn? Wait, did Quinn make the emote Bing? Is that what you said, or is Quinn doing something else for you? Quinn's doing your YouTube videos, right? Yeah. So Call the Archons, Andrew, is set 1. So definitely, if you're looking for burst decks, I would check that out. Quinn's doing a Pokemon video. Awesome. Hey, it's good to see you, Quinn. Good game, babe. Do you want a rematch? Or do you want to switch decks? Thank you. Good game, babe. If you want to play again, let me know. I don't see Jupiter in the chat yet. Or Brett, so I'd love to have you again. Cam, is Jordan worse at games than you? Trying to decide if I want to redeem a put me in coach tonight. Jordan's way better at video games than me. Absolutely. I think you're good, babe. I think the queue is clear. Here, I'll just set up another game. 1, 2, 3, 4, babe. But I mean, the platformer I'm playing tonight is pretty challenging. Okay, at least it's switching decks. Babe, I love that deck. I really love that deck, and I think it would be a different game if that Grumpuggy wasn't down. Do you play with anyone? I was told I need to get this website you're on. Yes, so this is the Crucible.online. And what you do is you just bring in the URL of the decks from KeyForgeGame.com. So if you make an account on there, you can scan the QR code for your deck, and then you take the URL from that, bring it over into the Crucible.online, and then you make an account on there, and you can import that deck list, and then you can play in beginner, casual, or competitive lobbies. And that's what I use every day here on the stream to play, is I'm just playing on this website that the fans made and keep up. And oh geez, at least switch to Mr. Double Snake Argento. Okay. Okay, babe. Good luck. Have fun. But yeah, so if people who are watching the stream ever want to play with me, I play with them. And then otherwise, I just join a queue, and it randomly pairs you up, and it's really nice. It's really, really nice. So Elise switched to a mass mutation deck that she has. That's the 4th set. This is very infamous in our local scene here. Well, local scene, I mean between her and I. She has defeated a lot of my favorite decks with this deck, so she is now playing that one. Hey, what's up, Mo? How you doing, Mo? Good to see you. So yeah, Elise is bringing the heat this match. Trying to help my Friday record, she says. Yeah, so another thing, I do a drunk stream every Friday night where I play like platforming games or something like that. And the new rule is if I have a losing record on the coffee break for the week, I have to start the drunk stream with a full beer. And right now I am 6 wins, 6 losses on the week. So Elise is trying to bring that heat. Doing fine. I played Root on Steam. Very nice. Cool. How'd you like it? I'm loving it. I love it so much. Root is... the digital adaptation of that is so, so good. Big fan. It's good to see everybody in the chat today. Happy Friday, everybody. All right, darling. I don't like those creatures that you have over there. So here's what we're gonna do about it. Unlocked gateway. Yeah, I really like the Woodland Alliance. I tried Vagabond for the first time the other night, and I'm really excited to keep playing that. I didn't do so well, but now I'm figuring it out. The cats are cool, but I can have that same experience in other games, I feel like. I think the Eerie are my favorite in Root so far. And as I predicted, I sucked ass while playing with Eerie's. They're tough, but I like that challenge of having to plan really far ahead. It's like, it feels like 3D chess or something. Babe, your deck just moves so fast. I hate it. I mean, I love it. I love when you play this deck. But damn. So the sun is finally out in Nashville, and there's still snow on the ground. And so every time I look out the window, I am just absolutely blinded. Got to use your big, wrinkly brain power. Exactly. Exactly. Got to make some big brain moves. Oh, this is just perfect. I can actually get value out of Take That Smarty Pants. Woo! Alright, now we're going to play Coward's End. Wipe that board. We're going to sound the horns. I'm going to play Ogopogo and Cowfine. And I think we're going to put the Blood of Titans on Cowfine. So I'm chaining myself pretty hard, but I am keeping control of the board, and I like it. To be honest, I'm really sad Root on Steam doesn't have any expansions. Yeah, I'm hoping eventually they'll come there. It's relatively new. So yeah, the River Folk would be cool. Other types of Vagabonds. Hopefully that would do good. And Andrew, Take That Smarty Pants is it's a Brobnar action that was printed in the first 2 sets, and it's a very specific action. But first of all, you do get an Ember just for playing it, which is fine. But you can steal 2 Ember from your opponent if they have 3 or more Logos cards in play. So it's very specific. But I was able to pull it off last turn, which was very satisfying. And then, so chains are a mechanic in this game that limit your hand size. So normally at the end of your turn, you draw back up to your hand limit, which is typically 6. But some cards give you chains, which if you have 1 to 6 chains, your hand limit decreases by 1. If you have 7 to 12 chains, your hand limit decreases by 2. 13 to 18 chains, your hand limit decreases by 3. And then 19 to 24 chains, you're drawing 4 less cards at the end of every turn. So some cards have really powerful effects, like clearing the board, or well, that's typically it. Most of the cards that give you chains like affect the whole board state. And so, you know, to counteract that really powerful ability, you're going to draw less cards for a couple turns. So some decks can deal well by being chained, and some decks really struggle if they're chained. And that's just another cool part about the game. And also, chains can be used. So say like Elise and I, say we only had a couple of decks, right? And we're still learning the game, and she has this deck that just blows me out of the water every time, right? You can use chains as a way to handicap the decks. So like, if we're playing consistently and I know that her deck is always going to beat mine, we can have her start with 3 chains, and then to keep the game even and balanced and stuff like that. And also, chains are kind of like battle scars or trophies that your deck can have. Like there were, when you could play in stores that supported like organized play, there were these tournaments called Chainbound, and each week you would bring a deck, and if you had a winning record, your deck would gain chains. So that if you kept bringing that deck back into your local scene, you're not dominating everybody. And it was also kind of a challenge to see how many chains you could get on your deck. And so one of my decks, I actually got up to 14 chains over the course of like a few chain bounds. And so if I were to ever bring it to my store and I'm like, hey guys, here's my deck, they're going to be like, okay, we'll play with 14 chains so we can, you know, have an even game. And so it's pretty cool. Can you give your opponents chains and do they go away? Yes. So there are other cards that affect your opponent and give them chains. Specifically, there's a disc card that does it called Binding Irons. That's the one that comes to mind. And what that does is it's just an action, and it says your opponent gains 3 chains. And so at the end of your turn, if you already have your hand limit in hand and no more, you'll lose a chain. Otherwise, if you say you have 3 cards in your hand, you have 3 chains, which means your hand limit is 5. You draw up to 5, and then you shed 1 chain. So you're at your 5 cards, and you have 2 chains left. If for any reason you have more cards in hand than your hand limit at the end of your turn, and you still have chains, you're not going to lose any of those chains because you already have so many cards. So there are ways to make those chains worth it, or to, like I said, really hinder the deck and slow it down. While I listened to your explanation, I gained whole to my whole +1 to my intellect. I became confused by the amount of info. Sorry, Mo. This is a weird game, babe. We're already at turn 8, and neither of us have a key yet. I'm afraid I used all my tricks to keep you under control, and now I'm not going to be able to do it. Come in. Oh, it's locked. My bad. Hold on. So I guess this KeyForge is like Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, and the like with its own twist. Yeah, it's very akin to other collectible, well, not collectible, but like TCGs. And the twist is it's more of a racing game than a killing game, and you can't deck build. Each deck is pre-constructed. They're all unique, so you'll never have the same deck as me, and you just got to learn your deck that way. Hold on, I'm going to let Jordan in. Sorry. Oh. Oof. How's it going? Pretty good. Playing Elise again. I managed to beat her the first game, but I don't see that happening this game. Ew, Elise? So Elise popped a library card, Andrew, which you would like this card. So it's an artifact, so you have to put it down and then activate it later. But it says, action, purge library card, and if you do, for the remainder of your turn, when you play a card, you draw a card. Yeah, so it's a really good, that's that Logos classic, just pulling through the deck really, really quickly and finding all the cards you need and just stacking your hand for the next couple turns. It's very good in this deck specifically. Stacks on stacks. So Elise is now building up a huge board against me, and I don't know how I'm going to stop it. It's very powerful. Cathartic is like, it helps the pain in a way by doing it. So like, I just scream around my house cathartically, you know? Yeah.
It brings me joy, because every time I play you stomp me every time, and now I have knowledge. Oh, there's somebody who actually puts up a really good fight against you all the time.
Oh, absolutely. I lose on here all the time.
Right.
Like, you know, like, I play it every day, but, you know, I'm still going to lose games. It's a fun, I mean, but yeah, all it is repetition.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't necessarily stomp you every time. I've played literally hundreds of more games than you.
The last couple games we played on there, I actually did put up a fight.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You're doing well. Haley says, what up, Jordy?
Hey, Lizzie.
Are there sets of cards like Voltron? If you put them all together, you do a cool thing. So yeah, there are some cards that always show up together. If one is in the deck, the other ones are always there. So the ones I think of are like in Call of the Archons, the first set, in Sanctum, there are these creatures called the Four Horsemen. So it's Horsemen of War, Horsemen of Death, Horsemen of Famine, Horsemen of Pestilence. And so, you know, they kind of combo well together.
Yes, they do.
In the newest set, well, the newer set, in set 4, in Dis, there are the 7 deadly sins. So there are 7 creatures, each with, you know, the name of the 7 deadly sins. And you can get up to all 7 of them in the same deck. I have a deck with 4 of them. Elise has a deck with 4 of them. But there are decks with all 7. So that's another set. There's a creature in Mass Mutation called Z-Force Agent who always comes with 3 Z upgrades. So that's kind of like the Voltron thing. So if you put all of those upgrades on him, he's just a monster. But yeah, so there are definitely chase decks in those sets of cards that are highly sought after. And that's another fun thing about collecting in this game.
I wonder how much my Horseman deck would go for.
Yeah, I don't know.
All the stuff it has.
It's a pretty good deck. I think you could definitely get... Oh, did you really Mark of Diss me, babe? Oh, no. You guys play with the Sins? I can't today, but I definitely play with the Sins a lot, so I will definitely do that soon. And there will be a pre-recorded video up on my YouTube where I deep dive into my Sins deck because I really, really love it. Really, really love it. That's a fun deck. I'm trying to think what other, like, chases there are. Age of Ascension didn't necessarily have those huge combos. Worlds Collide, I guess, for Star Alliance. Each of the crewmates also had a blaster that you could get in your deck, and the blasters did a lot of cool abilities. That was kind of fun. Yeah, like I have the Sins deck, and it's so fun. It's one of my best decks, actually. I really, really like them. I never got a Horseman deck, though. Mm-mm. Alex gave me one, but I put that in the album. So, just found out one of my certifications lapsed because my previous employer didn't fill out their paperwork. Are you kidding me? That's so fucked up, Bing. That's ridiculous. Oh, babe, you stomped me. I'm not even going to get a single key. Holy hell. But what I can do is just to wipe your board. Good game, babe. 3 keys to 0, turn 12. I knew at some point that was going to turn. And I could just stall no longer.
She pushed you down and laid a big, fat, wide stink on you.
She did. She did. All right. Well, hey, guys, you're watching the KeyForge Coffee Break. Happy Friday. Our deck of the day is Wong of Lady Speak. Yeah, 59 SAS AOA deck. Brobnar, Dis, Mars, 1-1 on the day, meaning I am 6-7. And we have time for one more game, babe. One more game. I emailed the Red Cross about it, but there's no way they care about it. That's bullshit. I had to go get some water, and I'm blinded by some math. Yeah, don't worry about the math. This is for the people who play it every day like me. All you got to know, basically, is this is just the deck list also. So, yeah, hopefully you get that sorted out, Bing. That's so stupid, because it's not even your fault.
It's like a beautiful mind. The equation, everything from my face. I guess I put this card here.
Right. Again, I've put hours and hours into this game.
Oh, yeah, and that's awesome.
So, yeah, so SAS is a user-made scoring system. Basically, it's just an algorithm that has a rating for every single card, and then it takes your deck of 36 cards and spits out a number at you. Again, SAS is a number. The creator of SAS says SAS is just a number. However, it is a good gauge to quickly look at a big list of your decks and see, like, oh, that deck has a 70 SAS rating. Maybe I should look into it a little harder and play a little bit more. Or That deck has a 56. It's probably not going to win most games. If I'm looking for a competitive edge, that's not the deck.
It's all like age.
Right. It's just a number. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that was. So, sass number that says the amount of sassiness rating in your deck. Exactly. So, Wong of Lady Speak is not very sassy. But, again, sass being just a number. Like, literally yesterday, I was playing a 68 sass deck, okay? That's pretty average. I was playing against a 94 sass deck, which is far above average. Like, that's one of the highest numbers I've ever heard of. But I won. I won that game. And again, you know, probably 4 out of 5 of those games I would have lost. But every 1 out of 5, I'm going to win. And so it really just comes down to how you pilot your deck, knowing the cards in your opponent's deck, anticipating, reacting, blah, blah, blah. KeyForge is a game of action and reaction, for sure. And Mo, yes, the general goal of this game is to acquire a resource known as Ember, which is this number down here. And typically, a key costs 6 of that resource. At the start of your turn, if you have enough Ember to forge a key, you must forge a key, general goal. And the first player to forge 3 keys wins. So it is a game of gauging when to try to burst ahead or hinder your opponent, when to play cards, when to use cards, and so on and so forth. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, I guess, but... And so each turn you call one of your 3 houses, and you can only play and use cards of that house that you called. So it's all about a game. It's a game about tempos and swings, and it's a racing game, basically. It's very, very good. So what you're saying is there's hope. Exactly, Andrew. Exactly. There's always hope.
That's exactly like what I think every time I'm able to get 1 Ember.
Yes. Every deck has the potential to beat any other deck. I truly believe that. I really, really do. And oh, I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Yes. And then I was gonna say something else. Oh. I will acknowledge, though, that KeyForge also is a game of rock, paper, scissors. Like, one deck is going to beat this deck every time. Well, not every time, but one deck's going to beat this deck. That deck's going to beat another deck. And the deck that this deck beat is going to beat that deck. So, like, think of the Pokemon triangle. Water beats fire, fire beats grass, grass beats water. That's what KeyForge is. Magic has stripped me of hope. Don't do that. Don't give me hope. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, that's what I love about KeyForge is it isn't Magic. Not everyone's playing the same list. Actually, no one is playing the same list because the decks are unique. And oh, it's beautiful.
Like Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Anybody can build the same deck.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as the same deck, the same college cards.
Exactly.
That's why I love it.
Exactly. It's so perfect in that regard. Gotta kill that Fandangle. Witches get stitches here. Yes. Everything. Sounds more complicated than your average Hearthstone match. Hearthstone actually has a lot. I think KeyForge is really easy to learn.
It is.
Once you get the mechanics down.
You taught me in less than a day.
Yeah. Once you get the mechanics down, then it's just really deep diving into each individual deck to figure out how it plays. I will say that the older KeyForge gets, I think a little more complicated it'll be because all the card pool never rotates out. So like, you know, your competitive card games like Hearthstone, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and Legends of Runeterra, they all have that edge where like some cards go away but new cards come in. Dude, I'll teach you Runeterra. I love Runeterra.
I know you were playing it the other day.
Yeah, the new competitive season starts March 3rd, and I'm gonna climb. I'm gonna try to like actually hit Masters this season.
Hell yeah.
That's a good game. I love Ska Friday.
Scott, you can you can't be in a bad mood and listen to ska.
It's impossible.
Like, it's and then constantly have Bobby
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Beer, baby. Oh, this is Jabba Queen. So there's a chance I can play you in the game. I mean, you'll win, but there's hope. Absolutely. And I encourage everybody, especially on this show, just come on in, play a game with me, and we'll talk it through. The only way to get better is to play. So, yeah, I hope you don't feel too intimidated by the game, because it is just so fun. It's so fun. We used to do it every Tuesday. I played IRL every Tuesday night with a good group of people here in Nashville.
I'll be honest. That was one thing when I started playing. Like if I'm constantly losing a game, it starts to demoralize me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But KeyForge is a fun game, and in each deck there are constant like multiple different avenues to take. And
Yeah.
strategies within each deck.
Right, it's a game within the game. It's like a puzzle. Like while you're playing, you're looking at these cards and you're seeing the board state and you're going, "Oh, my deck does this?
Exactly.
This is really cool."
So it's almost impossible for me to get demoralized anymore while playing because as I'm looking at my deck and hearing you talk about there's stuff you can do with this, and I keep reading all my cards. Oh, you're right. There is a lot I can do here, and I just need to learn what I'm doing.
And that's why there's a format called adaptive where you and your opponent each bring a deck, you play, and then you swap decks and play again. And if the same deck wins, you bid chains on that winning deck, and whoever bids the most chains plays that deck for the third tiebreaker game. And so you get to see how someone else plays your deck. And, they might see different avenues for it and stuff like that. And, it's just so good.
I would have brought my deck. I completely forgot. I would do that with you.
Yeah.
I want to see you play with one of mine.
I want to play with your horseman deck.
Yeah.
Like, badly. So what happens... I'm going to see what happens with this interaction, babe. And then Andrew says, okay, when I get off work, I'm going to caveman type my way through these deck sites. Absolutely. I'm going to play Bronze Key Imp. I'm also going to grab your Key Frog with Collar. What?
He's not going to grab him and
Oh. We're going to hit 3 Fates. And then if I hit Gateway, I don't think you get to forge with Keyfrog. Because he was on my side. That's amazing! That's amazing! Okay. So at least I had a creature, Andrew, called Keyfrog. And when he's destroyed, you're allowed to forge a key out of turn if you have enough Ember. And so I played an upgrade called Collar of Subordination to bring it to my side. And then I played a board wipe called Gateway to Dis. What was it? It's not Gateway to Dis. It's the other one. Unlocked Gateway. So I played a card called Unlocked Gateway, which wiped the board. So since Keyfrog was on my side of the field when it was destroyed, it gave me the option to forge a key, but I didn't have enough. So, I stopped her from forging with the Keyfrog, but she still had enough to forge a key anyway. But I just wanted to see what that interaction would do. Yeah. Like, she was going to forge a key no matter what, but I took away the key cheat for the potential 2-in-1 turn,
Yeah,
which would have sucked.
And, she just would have forged one ahead of time.
Yeah.
And
And actually, she's still going to forge her second key. But I am in check for my second key. This is a good game. This is a good game. I agree, Bing. Riot's best game is TFT. It's so fun.
I mean, I didn't actually like sit down and like really learn law at all, but TFT is just sort of fun. Even for someone like me who can never remember the item combination and whatnot, I still have a lot of
It's just fun. Yeah. So on the board, what are the cards close to your card list? So from the right, this is my deck. This is my discard pile. This is my purge pile. To the left is the archives, which I don't have anything in. And so these face-up ones are my hand. We love Scott Friday. Ooh, you resurged. Ooh. Can't believe I actually got that key. Alright, we're gonna go dis. Reap. Reap. Unlock gateway. Get rid of that board. We are dead even. 2 keys, 2 ember each. Moving into I just ended turn 9. Elise is on turn 9. This is crazy. I love playing KeyForge with Elise. She is so freaking good at it. And just... yeah. And she's the right amount of competitive, too. Where it's like, it's fun to beat her. And it's still fun to be beaten by her.
I know. The last couple of movie nights that her and I had before she moved down here, we would play a match to a KeyForge, and she would beat me almost every time. It was a lot of fun to play with her.
Elise is good. I don't like seeing Cronus out there. I'm literally just going to play Gongoozle and end it. Rare find. Truly. She's a good one. What'd you say? Sure it was. Voice sounded different, but breath smelled the same. Thank you. I gotta go because I have caught your last in this stream in one day. Oh, geez. I appreciate it, Mo. It was so good to see you, man. Thanks for coming by. So since I was semi-late to the last one, I have to cut this one short here. Right. Yeah, that only makes sense. At least burst up to 7. I think that's going to do it. I have no Ember left. She went for the full shadows. She went full shadows. Babe, good win. Good win, babe. Have fun. I hope you win. Thanks, Mo. Well done, babe. Those were good games. She had to knock me down a peg. All right, your hero of the week is Elise. Bringing my record down to 6-8. Ooh, throat goblin. 6-8, meaning I will have to start tonight's Celeste drunk stream with a full beer.
Hell yeah.
I also owe 5 spins to the community because you gave 2 gifted subs, Jack gave 2 gifted subs, and then we've gotten some random followers. Like earlier this week, I think. Oh, Andrew, thanks for the follow, and I just saw that. I'm so sorry I missed that. And Cammy B, thank you for the follow. And Kenobi resubbed, that's what it is. So yeah, there's 5.
Oh.
You gifted subs like...
Kenobi resubbed last night.
Yeah. So that's 5. Thank you. Woohoo! followers. I know we're so close to our goal of 200 followers. My goal is 200 followers for, before my birthday, and I think we're at like 188 now.
Oh, you're getting.
I hope so. We're getting there. So, tell Jordy I just saw the gift subscription to Rick's channel. Thank you. You apparently you gifted a sub in Rick's channel, and Elise got it.
Oh. I get 5. No, I get 8.
Oh yeah, for the maid.
For the
That's
maid
awesome.
costume.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that I'm not getting
Yeah, that has to happen. But yeah, Elise says thank you for that.
No problem, Elise. I really hope to see you tonight.
Yeah, I think at least Alex and Elise are gonna come over, brave the storm. Oh, what's a spin? Yes. So during the drunk stream, whenever people cheer bits or subscribe to the channel, I spin this wheel, which you can't see the green options, but they say full beer. And depending on what the wheel lands on, I have to drink that much. So that would be 5 drinks right there. And Jordan actually is the one who got me that sick wheel.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So tonight's going to be a fun one. I think Celeste is going to kick my ass tonight. But that's starting at 6 p.m. tonight. And yeah, we're at the end of the coffee break. Jordan is such a sweetie. Everybody talks about it. Violet did.
Oh, Violet.
I know I spent too much time on Twitch, BB. I was just dead asleep and heard Kenobi and woke up like it was my mom calling my government name. Kenobi, I love you so much.
Also, I do want to say a big welcome back to Violet too. It's been crazy not having you around.
It's true. Big welcome back to Violet. We love to see Violet in the chat. I've missed Violet so much. All right, y'all. Well, that is going to do it for KeyForge Coffee Break. We do this show every weekday, noon to 1 p.m. Central, right here on twitch.tv/LavinusTwitch. Thank you to Cammy B and Andrew64 for the new follows. So good to hang out with you and talk KeyForge with you. Andrew, I hope you have a good time with it. Yeah, check out those websites. Again, that's thecrucible.online, dexofkeyforge.com, and keyforgegame.com. You can also check out the subreddit. And put a post in there. People will be more than happy to help you out. There's KeyForge Facebook and KeyForge Discord. So plenty of resources and plenty of people who are trying to spread the good word of this game. So we welcome you with open arms. Thank you for checking this game out. Bing's going to shower and do some Pokemon. Hell yeah. Excited about that. I'm coming to face you one of these days. Absolutely, man. You're always welcome. And I'll pick out a good deck to play against you. And yeah, we'll have a good time. So thanks for hanging out. I'm so excited that you got recommended and that you came to check out the channel. I truly appreciate that. So thank you all to the rest of you. So good to see you guys. And if I don't see you tonight for the drunk stream at 6 p.m. Central, I'll catch you next time. So stay safe, stay warm, be good to yourselves, be good to one another. Keep forging, and I'll see you next time. I think we're gonna raid someone if someone's on. So if you're looking for that, stay tuned. Bye, everybody.